Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be talking about the benefits of music education. And our guest expert today is Mario Boccali, who is a director of music at the Cabrillo Middle School here in Ventura, California. Welcome, Mario. And just so we can jump right into it, what are the benefits of music education?
Well, there are many to speak of. In the school level, it's really being a part of a larger group, having a sense of belonging at the middle school level, having a family to connect to while you're at school. But on the music side, it really gives kids a chance to, you know, be artistic and be creative, and a chance to express themselves in a safe manner.
Very good. Now, over the years, I've seen statistics that music education also helps people in their studies of non-music topics, like it increases their math and their success in science and other areas, but I don't know any of these statistics. Do you happen to have any of that to hand?
Well, we've seen all those studies, and there are a lot of, statistics type studies out there. But I can tell you from doing this for 22 years, what I see is that it really helps kids learn how to concentrate and focus and that spills over into other subjects. So if you're playing an instrument and you're not focused, you're gonna mess up, and there's no really chance to make a mistake. I always like the analogy that if you're at the baseball game, if you're at the Dodger game, if someone is singing the national anthem and they miss one note, they're booed out of the stadium. They cannot they can't space out for a second. If I'm here giving this conversation with you or a speech, I can have a dramatic pause for a few seconds, think about what I'm going to have for lunch, and then go back to the speech. And no one knows that I spaced out for 2 seconds, right? But that can't happen in music. You have to be focused. And so it kind of trains your brain to work that way, connects all of your fine motor skills, which is really helpful for our kids. And it gets them to do that in something they enjoy, that they love, that they end up having a passion for while they're doing that. And that spills over to the other subjects. So if they want to go, they need to give a speech in language arts, they have that confidence because they've already stood up and done a solo in jazz band. So they have, I can do this, sort of feeling. And at our music department, we nurture that, and we, try to encourage them that they can do all those things, and it spills over to the other subjects.
Very good. Now, in your school, about what percentage of the students are in the music program?
Oh, geez. We have 265 students in the music department, and the school population is around 920 kids. So, roughly like whatever the math works out to that. I haven't done the percentage calculation on it, but that's about where we're hovering right now. We have 3 levels of orchestral strings, 3 levels of concert band, 2 jazz bands, and a chamber group class. We have 11 instrumental music classes, and 2 periods of music appreciation.
Good. And from your perspective, since many kids are interested in popular music, do they find any connection between the music that they're learning or music theory and what they're practicing in school versus what they're listening to?
Absolutely. The curriculum's kind of set to give them a well-rounded experience in music. So to read and write and speak the musical language starting in 11th grade. And then from there, they can blossom out to whatever they want, right? So, it's not just studying like what we consider, quote, classical music. We do study that, but you could kind of compare it to studying any language that you might study. You're going to study your formal literature, but then you're also going to pick up your 17 magazine and read it. So it's kind of like that. In jazz band, we also study, might have like a rock group combo or a jazz combo that we, work into that, and kids work on that on their own on lunchtime or after school. And many of them are involved in pop or rock groups. So we definitely encourage that. I want them to be experienced in all genres and know a little bit about it, not just to, go down one narrow path, because the reality is when you're out there playing, you might get a call for it might be, bluegrass, and then it might be straight up jazz, and it might be a musical, all in the same week. So there's no really reason to only study one genre.
Good. And then how is the pandemic that we're all experiencing influencing music education?
Well, it's going to be really tough going forward. We kind of been limping along here these last few months, and that's been okay. We can teach music theory and music history through our online courses, but teaching, ensemble playing, playing together, the art of music, being musical, I don't see that happening through online lessons at all.
Yeah.
And it's like we have a few chamber groups that are meeting, some quartets and quintets, and they're kind of just working on their own, but there's not really a way for me to give them instruction this way.
Yeah.
Because of the latency issues with Zoom or any other platforms. So yeah, that's we'll see. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we're allowed to go back in August in some capacity. We're scheduled to start back up here on August 18th, and I just hope that we can make that happen still for the benefit of our kids.
Yeah. Well, whenever it happens, it'll happen. And maybe that's a good segue into just the economics of music education, because of course that's been an issue over the years around the country, possibly around the world. But could you just speak to how local economics affects music education?
Sure. Here in Ventura, back when I first started at Cabrillo, we really had hardly any instruments, and luckily, as time went on and the department started to grow, the city and the district started with the bond measure Q and measure R, which funneled a lot of money into the music programs. So we've been using that money to pay for instrument repairs and to buy new instruments to outfit all the students that we have in the department. That being said, my understanding is Measure R is supposed to run out this year, and there are no new measures on the ballot for upcoming elections. So we could be experiencing a dramatic decline in the amount of funding that we are receiving. The nice part about that is, instruments last a long time, and once we have them for 30 or 40 years, so we just have to be able to maintain them. And so where we are now, we're sitting pretty good, but going forward, it's going to be interesting. And the other thing we rely on is some transportation money to take the kids to festivals. Like we go to state festivals and national festivals, and we bus them to those places. So that can be pretty expensive. That has been funded out of those measures as well in recent years. So we're hoping that the voters here in Ventura can pass that again, or so we can continue to provide the outstanding education to our music kids.
Okay. Well, Mario, we're just about out of time here. So to wrap things up, can you let the viewers know if you have a website they can go to for more information? And
sure.
If you have a summating message for the viewers, that would be good too.
Yeah, my message going out there to especially our elementary school students or parents that are watching this is, if your kids are coming into middle school, please encourage them to sign up for music. It's really your last chance to learn how to play an instrument through the public school, which is essentially free, right? Free instrument, free education every day. It's really difficult to start that when you get older. So take advantage of it now. There's not really many other subjects that are like that, where this is kind of like your last chance to take it. I mean, we have, fabulous electives at Cabrillo, but you can take some of the other electives as you get older, and it's not as progressive. So if you'd like more information about that, you can go to the Cabrillo Middle School website, and there's a button there for music department, and you'll learn all the information about our music department, and you can contact me through there. But the important part is just to sign up, and we can get you started in the fall. So we look forward to seeing some new students in the fall.
All right, Mario, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, George.
This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.